Right, Q1 it's Dododoyobi. Today is January 4th, 2025 here in Pacifica, California. 12 miles to San Francisco with my new toy over here, a Vega trim over here. It's freaking awesome. Happy New Year's, the year of the snake. The temperature here outside is 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 7 to 13 degrees Celsius. Oh boy, let me just take a real quick sip, and I'll get to the point. There's something that I really wanted to talk about eggs. Don't buy eggs, and I will try to further explain what I mean about don't buy eggs. I've been asked so many times over the past 3 years in particular, and there's a reason. And but before I do that, let me thank all you Medaka Head members over here. So can't thank you all enough. But before I do that, let me just start. Certified Medaka Head member Fox Saki-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Lindsay's Tank-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Nino Franklin-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Rocky's Garage-san. Hold on. Rocky's Garage-san just upgraded to a... You're not included here yet. Jan Nolta-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Cristiano Aquino-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Mr. Golden Arms-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Niels Hansen-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Mr. Ten-san, a local buddy of mine, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Cameron Kilmer-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Icky's Aquatic-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Icky's Aquatic-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Hold on. Les DL-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. And Phil Camp-san, domo arigatou gozaimasu. What does it mean to become a certified Medaka Head? It really doesn't mean anything except for there's a join button on YouTube. And there's 2 tiers. The first tier, you become a certified Medaka Head, and you also get this. I drew this probably 3-4 years ago. I used a Fudepan, and I basically scanned that. It's a sticker. It just says Medaka Head. But once you get this, you are certified a crazy friggin' Medaka Head. There's a tier 2. And what is the difference between tier 1 and tier 2? When I do raffles, I'll try to do it maybe up to 8 to 10 times a year where I give away things. And by becoming a Medaka Head, certified Medaka Head, you get 1 ticket per raffle. If you are in tier 2, not only do you get 1 ticket, you get 2 tickets, so you kind of double the chance. And also you become a beer donor for me. So while I am recording this so poorly, unprofessional, never edited Medaka Fever, MedakaMetal, I get to drink a sip I get to take a sip from the beer can because of you. So, man, this is what happens when you don't record frequently. You kind of turn into a mess. But wow, this is a starting off the year poorly. But so for the beer donors, Fireharp Son, this one goes up to you. Thank you for the beer fund. I call it the beer fund. Tier 2 is basically a beer fund. And 8 Son. Oh boy. Nico Fish Son. Oh yeah. Mr. Andy Yo-san. Domo arigatou. Lauren Marshall-san. Ooh, yeah. Nicolers. Now Nicola-san. I think I just tracked your package. It just passed Canadian customs, it looks like. So finally, the clear container, side view container, should be reaching your way after the strike and all that over there in Canada. Oh, did I take a sip? I forgot. And the newest beer fund donor, Rocky's Garage Son, domo arigatou gozaimasu for upgrading and all that stuff. I did get your upgrade, and yeah, you have been upgraded to a, I should take another sip. I used to take a sip for every member, but then it was easy when it was only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and then after that it was just, oh boy. All right, so talking about stuff. I don't know. This is these are the little ones that I brought from the garage last week. I have this up to 82, just this tank only. I need to get these little guys, little boys and girls to grow before I go to Japan, so I have them heated up and all that. So eggs, don't buy eggs, and I'll try to explain why you don't want to buy eggs, and I hope it makes sense. And all right, so last year, a lot of Medakas reached the United States of America. And when I say Medakas, I'm not talking about eggs. I'm talking about actual juveniles, which is fantastic. They actually came from true breeders in Japan. Not all of them, but if you're following the right person, they will tell you who they got it from and all that. So this year, you're really going to be able to buy or purchase true Japanese Medaka per se, from recognized breeders in Japan. And why is that important? It's because, as you can see over here, these are my Red Cliffs and what I call the metal riffs and all that. But I got these parents from Japan. They were flown in as juveniles, and I got the eggs, and these are the F1s and the Gen 2s over here. Not all of them look great, and again, Medakas are known for their appearance from the top. But this tank over here, like, I have a lot of them that look okay from the top, but when you look at them from the side, they're deformed. And although they are top viewing Medakas, a lot of these newer Medakas were bred to be appreciated from the side view. And I don't know if it's going to focus and all that, but all of these, for some reason, I did end up throwing into this bottom tank over here, or placing them, because they had some type of back deformity. Like, look at this one. Right, the back's bent. There's some with the gills are too short. The head shape is not desirable. And the reason you want to do that is because you don't want to pass on the bad genes. Once you pass on the bad genes, it's really hard to revert that. So you could have all these Medakas, but you really have to be selective when you are choosing which parents, males and females, that you want to use to breed your next generation. In order to do that, you have to look at the parents and decide which parents do you want to use to pass on the generation and the genes, right? So unless you buy a pair from a reputable breeder and actually with your own eyes see what the male looks like and the female looks like, you're never going to know what you're going to get. So that is basically, long story short, that is the reason why you don't want to buy eggs. When you're buying eggs, you don't know what you're getting. It's like playing the lotto, you just spend money, right? And you pay, or gambling or whatever. But with life like this, regardless of how they turn out, it's life. They're equal. When you buy eggs, it's just kind of like a Russian roulette. You don't even know the parents. You have not even seen what you're purchasing or getting. You don't want to gamble with life, with anything. You want to know what you are purchasing or getting from anybody. Even if somebody offers you to give you eggs, unless you know the person really well, you really want to be careful. For me, a lot of people say it's a numbers game. You want to get as much eggs as possible, and then the more eggs you have, the better chance that you're going to have like this awesome looking baby. But it's a numbers game when you're getting it from a certified pair, per se. I'm using the term certified as in, like, you're looking at the male, you're looking at the female, there's no deformities, and you're trying to pass on the good genes. So once you have that solidified pair or a few pairs, the more eggs you get, yes, there is a higher chance that you're going to get better offsprings. Like you're going to be, selecting the cream of the crop. But now, if you're just collecting eggs for the hell of it, you just have 20 swimming around, or 30 like this. And if you're just collecting eggs, and I mean, this one looks like this one over here. Look at the head. Where did it go? Look at the head right here. It's dropping right towards the nose. And it could go on and on. Like even in this tank over here, it's, if they do start breeding, I'm not going to pick up the eggs from here because I don't know which ones are pairing up. I would have to choose the right male and the female and isolate them into a breeding tank, basically, and just collect the eggs from there. And from that tank, I'll try to get as many eggs as possible, but it's because I know that it's coming from a certain pair. And it's not just just putting mops over here and just letting them do their thing, not even knowing which ones are pairing up, and just trying to hatch the eggs. So in that sense, it's not a numbers game. It's a numbers game when, I shouldn't use the term numbers game. You want to get as many eggs as possible from the pair that you know that have the good genes. You don't want to collect all these eggs just from like a communal situation over like this. And I'm talking from the sense of if you're a breeder and if you think you are going to give somebody a bunch of Medakas, because once you have Medakas out there in the wild that don't carry the right genes, especially bent backs, short gills, when they have droopy heads, I call it the helmet. It's just not the way to breed, I guess. You want to pass on the good genes. So I know I'm babbling on. I tend to do that a lot, and people tell me to shut up, but it's the beer power. So domo So enough said. I don't even know if that made sense or not, but the whole point being, don't buy eggs. Just make sure you get juveniles that you actually know. So the best way to do it is like if you go online from stores and if you buy a handful or 10 or something, you just don't know what you're getting. So there are people online, especially starting next year, you're going to see a lot on Instagram. Make sure you follow the right person, the people that are getting it from the source from Japan, that know what they're looking at, that could provide you with the right pair. Again, once you get the bad genes, man, it's really hard to get that bad gene out of there when you are trying to create other or their offsprings. It'll take too many generations and too much time. So make sure you start with the right one. As they age, their backs will start to bend. Like this one over here was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But look how it looks like now. So that means that there are some that may look perfect, but after a year and a half, their bone structure will deteriorate. And here's an example of the one that I should have never used, but when that one was a little spring chicken, it was good. That's another reason why I haven't released any of mine yet from the batch in Japan. I just don't know how they're going to turn out. So once you start breeding, it doesn't mean that you're like, okay, my babies look fantastic. Okay, I could start selling these or passing it on to somebody else. You want to spend time observing them, observing their little childs and then their childs to see how they develop. Again, they may look good when they're born, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to have any issues when they reach 12 months or 13 months and all that stuff. And by looking at that, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about that blood, the lineage. You'll start learning about which males and females you want to start using. And again, I apologize. I have been asked, these are the red cliffs, or do you have any red cliffs for sale? These are my Gen 2s. I don't, just because for that reason. I just don't know. So these babies came from the original pairs that I got. And then their babies, some are in here. And now I'm going to watch them to see how they develop. And then when spring comes along, I'm going to try to get some babies from this batch and see how they turn out. And if they look okay, without any weird deformities, and I think at that point I'll be comfortable passing them on to people that may be interested. But until then, so again, it's a long process. Like this whole thing, with anything, it takes time. It's not like you could just get a pair and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm a breeder and I'm just going to pump these babies out and I'm going to pass them on to other enthusiasts. It's not that easy. When you want to really provide the Medaka heads with quality strong, they have to be strong. At the same time, you want them to turn out to look like their parents, right? At the end of the day, you want the kids to turn out like the parents. You don't want to show the parents that look fantastic and then all of a sudden you get all these babies and they just look not right? Not proportional, deformities and all that. But as a breeder, as a hobbyist, that is our responsibility to make sure we're able to produce the best. And until you're comfortable, you really don't want to pass it on to somebody else, unless it's somebody that you really know, your buddy, you're close by, and you're kind of upfront about it. It's like, man, I don't know. It's I don't know how they're going to turn out, but yeah, kind of doolio. So enough of me, man. I thought I was going to talk for 5 minutes. We're going on 20 minutes, but I think it's the kind of stuff that I want to continue talking about. And hopefully there's some information over here that is, I don't know, that is meaningful to somebody. And again, domo arigato for the beer fund. It's awesome. And we'll do it again. I'm still looking for a car. I don't know. I got to go test drive some cars. So, all right. So for a fantastic 2025, right? Year of the snake. We'll do it again next time. MedakaMetal style. Over and out. If you want to contact me, DM me over at Instagram is where I can be found at MedakaMetal. Oh, my camera work sucks, but all right. Over and out. Happy New Year. Oh yeah, my metal riffs. It's not focusing, but oh well. Oh yeah.